Around 3 million Aussies providing daily unpaid care for older loved ones, for someone with a disability or with a medical condition. I bet many of you are watching right now, and so many of them tend to downplay the extent of support they provide, especially when they're also balancing their own work commitments.
But help is at hand, and many of these unsung heroes are eligible for government assistance. For more, we welcome back Hank Jongen, General Manager of Services Australia. Good morning, Hank.
Good
what
morning.
Support is available for carers right now?
Well, look, there's two key payments, and it gets confusing because the names are so similar. The first one is carer payment. Now, this is for someone who's providing full-time, constant care and attention. It's a full income support payment, like the age pension, subject to an income and assets test, but it's for those people who are providing full-time care. Carer allowance is the one I'd really like to talk about. It's a top-up payment for people that are providing care, even if they're working. In other words, it's for the support that you would provide a loved one, and it's worth about $160 a fortnight, which accumulates to about $4,200 a year.
I bet you, Hank, that people don't even apply for that because they think, well, this is just part of being a family or taking care of my parents. They underestimate the care they're giving. They don't calculate the right hours. What are some examples of care you can give us?
Yeah, you know, this is the key point. A lot of people think this is the normal care that I'd provide a loved one. The important thing is, if you're filling out a questionnaire from us, think about what you're actually doing. For example, if we question you about, can this person shower? Your first reaction would be, yeah, they can shower. But the real question to ask yourself is, would they actually be showering if I wasn't there to remind them? Do I need to adjust the temperature for them? Do I have to be there in case they fall? So these are the real issues you need to think about. And remember, support is care. So is taking someone to shop. So is reminding them to take medications. So they're the sorts of things that we're looking for when we're assessing carer allowance as opposed to the payment. On top of that, if you qualify for carer allowance, there's a $500 carer supplement paid every July as a lump sum. That takes the total amount over a year to $4,800. Now, that's not money to be sneezed at, and especially when you think often carers have to take you to medical appointments. That means driving. That involves petrol. That's where this money comes in really handy.
All right, Hank, you've thrown a few numbers around there. Let's just clarify. How much you get for the carer payment and for the carer allowance? Okay,
carer payment, which is the full-time payment, $1,200 per fortnight for a single person, and $905 for each member of a couple per fortnight. The carer allowance is $160 a fortnight. The thing about the carer allowance is there's a simple income test that applies. If your income combined is less than $250,000 a year, then you may be eligible. There's no asset test.
Yeah, that's important to note. There's no asset test. Even if you own the family home, you still could be eligible for this. What's the best way to claim for this, Hank?
Unquestionably through MyGov. If you haven't got a MyGov account, create one, link to Centrelink, and from there you can make inquiries about carer payment, carer allowance. If you think you're borderline, claim both. Because we will do an assessment and claim online. It's the simplest way. We'll tell you exactly what information we need, what documents you need, and it's very straightforward way of claiming.
All right. Hank, while we've got you, you've always got things going on and coming up. What else is coming up in your world we need to know about?
Well, of course, there's the census on the 11th of August. And for the first time, you can actually register through the census up until the 6th of June. And what that means is that on census night, you'll have a direct link to your census questionnaire. It also means that the Bureau of Statistics won't have to send you a paper copy, and that's not only more convenient for you, but it saves the environment as well.
Hank, I can feel the excitement in your voice talking about the census. Real buzz in Canberra about that coming up in August, I bet. Just collecting all those statistics, just exciting.
Listen, I am not good at statistics, trust me.